clear this area, we can get at the mulberries better. I said we refer them affectionately as that, and I didn't manage to say why. The reason is because Sarah's mom gave them to us, and we forget what they're called. And as you can see, they got quite a bit of grass coming up, so I'm going to pull some of this grass out. I see a berry. Don't know how you tell when they're ripe. This one's green, but I think they were supposed to be green when they're ripe too, so nice and confusing. And eventually this bush will shade out the grass. Get big enough we can maybe trim it into an interesting shape. But for now, just want to be sure it grows as many leaves as it can, gets as much sunlight, energy from sunlight stored down in those roots as it can. We have two little berries. A berry. I don't know if they're ripe. So we should probably just trim the grass over there. I can tell it's time I need to do some hydration, so I'm going to go get some water. Hydration. The only other part of the yard I can think of that really needs much attention is the parking pad. Now I've also got a notice about the parking pad, but that notice is not for a nuisance. Nuisances need to be cleaned up forthwith. Parking non-nuisances maybe don't need to be cleaned up immediately. It's not entirely clear exactly how much time you have. Tilt it up a little bit here. There we go. So underneath all this crap, this is paved. How much is paved and whether it's paved well enough for the city is an open question, and one that they are not terribly communicative about. It's just not good enough as is. They say that I can cover it up with gravel, but gravel doesn't necessarily stop the weeds from coming up. It has to be a specific kind of gravel too, which means I can't just use the rocks from my basement, where I have lots of rocks, or the rocks from the soil around here. I'd have to buy rocks that I don't already own and put them down on top of this stuff. I'm hoping that what I can just do is dig up all these weeds and expose the pavement beneath, as uneven as it is, and that will render this once again a legal parking pad. But I don't know. I really don't know. But even if I was going to put stuff down, I probably should dig this stuff up anyway, right? You know? Otherwise it will just grow up through. So I'm going to sit here in the shade for a bit and pull up weeds. So, the reason I suspect that the city got into the business of regulating parking pads was for a legitimate safety concern. If you've ever read the manual for your cars, something I used to do, still do sometimes. I don't have a manual for my current car. It come with one. I bought it used and the guy didn't keep the manual. But one of the things you'll often find is a directive not to park on top of dry grass or leaves. Now, the reason for not parking on top of dry grass or leaves, as best I can tell, is that, your car is hot when you park it. There's an exhaust system down there. It's hot. It might set fire those grass and leaves and cause a brush fire. We don't want that. Now, this car hasn't run in a while, so there's no danger of it causing a fire via that method, but I suppose it could maybe leak some chemicals, some fuel, you know. Over time, cars get leaky, get rusty. Maybe they start leaking something into the ground that would cause spontaneous combustion of dry brush. So I can totally see why they'd want me to remove all this dried grass and stuff from here. If I was going to park anything here. But that's not what they say anymore in the notices that they give. Nowadays, they say, it's about being paved with the right stuff. It's all about looking nice. Looking nice is nice, you know, important. But I've always believed the old Doctor Who quote as far as that's concerned. Appearances are not important. It's nice to get them right, but they're not important. By making all kinds of laws about them, the city is implying that appearances are important enough to be legislated, and I have to say I disagree with that. I really do. Some of my favorite things are belied by their appearance. I really enjoy things, in fact, that behave very different from what they appear. And I don't see why there's anything ought to be inherently wrong with that. I tried pouring some boiling water on these yesterday, but apparently it wasn't enough to kill them. My parents tell me pouring boiling water on plants can kill them pretty well. Maybe they were talking about smaller, less hardy plants. Also say pouring salt water on them, or salt in general, can be good. I might try just putting down a tarp. Oh, I'm getting bit by ants. And yes, in fact, I seem to have disturbed some ants. Now I got ants in my pants.
We should have put some air up in while we were up at the front. They got free air up there?
Yep, I still got ants. They're still biting me. See, this kind of area is just perfect place for ants to move in. Got some plants. Ants like plants. You got some dirt. Ants like dirt. Got some wide open spaces they can see, exploring, and they like those too. And oh my gosh, they're going crazy down there right now. I'm probably going to end up digging up a couple ant hills before I'm done here. And I don't have a shovel. Well, this is going to be harder than I thought, but I guess I'll just keep at it. Maybe I should sit on a chair. Ants can climb chairs. Ants can climb anything they want to climb. But it might be a little more complicated for them to climb a car. So I'm going to sit in the car. Occurs to me that this might still be a useful tool even without the handle. Let's see, shall we? And as you can see, it's a parking pad. It just got covered with crap. There's now a pile of crap over there. As far as I know, there's no law against having a pile of crap in your yard. Whereas there is a law, apparently, against having an insufficiently revealed parking pad. I really haven't found the correct tool to do this with. I'm not sure there is such a tool. These work kind of good in some situations. They don't pull the roots out, stop them from growing back. If you line them up with the crack, you get quite a bit of stuff. I sufficiently disturb the ants, they go away. I'm sure that's the way ants work. Amazing how tiring this work is. Mustn't look like I'm doing a whole lot on the camera, but boy, bending over like that and shoveling all that dirt without a full handle on this is hard work. Not that I'm afraid of hard work. It's also work that I would never have bothered to do if it just been up to me. And that annoys the hell. That's right, it's summer in North Minneapolis. One of my neighbors once said to me up here, you know, the law held that my great-grandpa was a piece of property. And you know, I can't help but have not much more than that much respect for the law because of that. And that's generally the attitude of a lot of people up here. So, when it comes to setting off illegal fireworks, almost nobody balks. There's a lot of fireworks in this neighborhood come 4th of July, and in the entire month preceding and several weeks after. Some weeds growing up here, I should maybe trim. I don't know if I mentioned him before. Just showed up here. Friendly neighborhood ice cream salesman. He seems to have 20,000 non-copyrighted tunes on his thing, which is good for variety, but can be a little weird when the Christmas music starts playing in June. I think it's time to move around to the other side, see what can be done over there. Looks a little better on this side, a little more obviously actually at least former parking pad. This is probably some of the best topsoil in Minnesota. It's all fresh, recently created within the last few years by the plants growing on my parking pad. How to sell it or something. More random pieces of metal. This song is known the entire world over. Oh, it's over. This is when the Saints go marching in. I associate with the Weepers, and everyone else associates with New Orleans. Oh yes, hydration. Oh, no wonder I'm feeling tired. Funniest thing is, how the hell do they even know what the parking pad looks like under the car? Which is the important part as far as parking the car is concerned. You can't see it, because it's under the car. I would bet that there are a lot fewer weeds growing under the car than there are outside of the car. I think that's a pretty safe bet, don't you? I'm tired. Battery's probably pretty much done on the camera. So I'm going to stop for now. Recharge the camera. Later this evening I'm probably going to get out the loaner mower and go over some of the rattier parts of the other yard while I've got it to do that with. Bye for now.